How do, and welcome to Pompo Rides. Again, we're back in the Pallet Palace, and we're doing this one to camera, but we're going to show you a little bit of stuff that I've been frustrated with the Aoocci. And I know I've been banging on about the Aoocci a bit, but it's because we're getting used to it. So this is just a bit of an update of a bit of a bugbear that I've got. So if you have the Aoocci C6 Pro, like I've got, and I have it wired directly into the Thunderbox. So if I turn the ignition engine off, it cuts out. Great, never going to flat my battery. The downside to that is if you do want to do anything with it, the bike has to be running. If you want to go in and play with the settings, bike has to be running. If you want to go, more importantly, and try and retrieve some of the footage from the camera, the bike's got to be running. So I thought about that, and I'm thinking of making some kind of switch. But you get two power cables when you get the device. One for the DC, which has got a step down to convert it to 5 volts. Wire that up, either direct to the battery, or as I've done, into the Thunderbox. Well, you get an alternative where you can wire it into USB, and it's exactly the same cable, right? So you're going to choose 12 volt or you're going to choose USB. Obviously, I've chose 12 volt, easy use, turn it on, it's instantly recorded, setup is going. That bit's great. When it comes to, like I said, I wanted to do the settings, I wanted to get footage back, bit of a problem. So what I've done is I've dug this one out, which came with it, and I've just pulled it back, and I'll do a little video here. So as you can see, my power, I have it feeding out here, so I've just released a little bit more of this, so I can have it come up, cable tie it here, and then that's the connector. Just zoom in a bit better if we can. So that's the connector there, so I can quickly undo it here and reconnect the USB one. So as you can see there, I've just pulled the pulled it back enough and then cable tied it up to the top. So if I ever do want to, I can literally connect this up, power bank, plug into the power bank, right, and then boom, I can power it, leave it powered. I'm not draining the battery. I'm not worried about it. Great. So the next thing is the app for the footage. When you scan the QR code, you go into settings, and on one of the screens there's a QR code you can scan, and it directs you to an app, KY Cam 2 I think it is. Great stuff. Went on my phone, tried to connect, just couldn't connect to it at all, because my phone's connected to the Android Auto, and it automatically connects to that. But it's like there's the same Wi-Fi SSID appears in my list. And if I try connecting to that one, my phone settings, because there's no internet, it just won't have it. I've tried turning everything off. I just couldn't connect to it, right? So luckily I've got an Android tablet, which I've not got the Android Auto set up to the device. So I use the Android tablet and it connected first time. If anybody's got Apple or a different Android device, you might have less hassles than I've got. The problem I've got is, yeah, it just didn't work on my phone. I'll try and get around that problem. So for now, what I've done is I've got the Android tablet, I connect to it via Wi-Fi, grab the footage, pull it down. Now the downside to this is as well, whilst it's on and you're messing about doing all this, it's constantly recording. There's no way of stopping the recording that I've found. So you can't say actually stop recording. If it's running, it's recording, which means if your footage is long enough away, you've got to be quick because it could potentially overwrite it. So if it is footage that you're really worried about, you need to go in first and mark it for not deleting, because you can do that, but just be aware of it. I think it's a 64 gig card that comes with it, so there is quite a lot of footage you can get on there. But just be aware, whilst it's turned on, it is recording, and if it's far enough away, the footage that you're trying to get back, you could potentially overwrite it. So that means you need to mark it as don't delete, right? You can lock it in the phone. If you go into the device itself, you can find the footage you want and say don't delete that footage. So that's that one. So then what I've managed to do is pull it back, and then from my Android device, send it up to my Google Drive, and then I'm going to access it. So I'm going to show you a quick sample of the footage for both the rear and the front cameras Again, yeah, well, you'll see it and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So that was the footage directly from the camera. And as you can see, you've got information down there at the bottom, GPS locations on there, and the time. I'm not sure about the time. I'm a bit iffy about that because I'm sure that time was wrong. So I need to check what settings it's on for the time where it's getting that from. It might not be for GMT. But again, at least you've got that footage. You've got the location on. The cameras aren't great. They're 1080p. They're enough to see what's going on and get regis if you need regis. Is it good enough for doing a video blog or whatever? Nah, probably not. But for what it's intended for, and I've got the crash detection on there as well, which locks them files that we talked about earlier. Again, great piece of kit. It's just a little bit finicky, a little frustrating. I think I need to make some kind of switch which you can possibly put under the seat, and instead of having all that wiring messing about, you could just have it switched over, plug in USB, flick a switch over to power from USB, and it'll power it then to be able to do that. So watch this space, and I'll probably make a little box with the with a switch in that flicks it over. So that was the little update of the Aoocci and how much frustration it is trying to get it connected. But you might not suffer the same. So that's it for this little update. Short and sweet. Again, just try and keep them really short for you. Got any questions, pop them in the comments. Help a boy out, give us a sub, and more to come. So for now, toodle pip, tatty bye, TTFN. We'll see you again.